Faelin Reproduction and the Evolution of Phora-Pods, compiled from Ospura keeper journals, Midsinger instruction tablets, biological archives, and preserved Avasi life cycle studies. Among all the mysteries of the Faelin, their weapons are impressive. Their connection to Phora is profound. Their history reshaped worlds. But perhaps nothing reveals who they truly are more clearly than the way they bring life into existence. Because Faelin birth is not merely biological, it is philosophical, spiritual, ecological. The child is not believed to belong solely to the parent, nor solely to the tribe, but to Evimora itself. The Faelin often say, "No life begins alone," and nowhere is that belief more visible than within the sacred Ospura. Unlike most sapient peoples, Faelin reproduction does not rely upon prolonged internal gestation. Their bodies were never designed to carry young fully to term. Not safely, not while remaining physically capable. The dangers are obvious. Twin tails, developing claws, instinctive movement, rapid physical growth. To carry such life internally for too long would risk catastrophic injury to both parent and child. So evolution, guided by Phora and necessity alike, chose another path. The womb serves only as the beginning, a first chamber, a place where form develops. Instinct awakens. Consciousness first brushes against Phora, and when the child reaches critical development, the parent delivers it enclosed within a living membrane. The Faelin call this membrane Solethrin, the First Cradle. It is not simple flesh, nor merely protective tissue. It is a biological energetic interface, unlike anything known among other peoples, strong enough to withstand instinctive movement, flexible enough to exchange nutrients, sensitive enough to absorb ambient Phora directly from the world itself. Painful still, but survivable, intentional, balanced. Within Solethrin, the child remains aware, not intellectually, not consciously in the way adults understand, but responsively. The infant feels rhythm, temperature, Phora fluctuations, the emotional state of nearby minds. Some mid-singers insist that newborn Faelin first recognize their parents through resonance before sight. Whether this is measurable truth or comforting tradition remains debated immediately after delivery. The Solethrin is placed within a Phora-Pod. Inside, sacred nursery sanctuaries known as Ospura. No Ospura is chosen casually. The Faelin study potential sites for generations before consecration. They observe how Phora moves, how storms behave, how the land responds to disturbance, how quietly life flourishes there. Only then is the place entrusted with children. They are most often located within ancient forests rooted in stable Phora currents, crystal caverns resonating softly instead of violently, calm river basins where energies converge naturally, secluded valleys untouched by prolonged conflict. The air inside an Ospura feels unmistakably different, warm, quietly luminous, aware, not because the sanctuaries are magical by nature, but because the Faelin learned how to listen to the world before building within it. One keeper's ledger records, "We do not force the land to hold our children. We ask where it is willing." The earliest Phora-Pods were simple, fragile even, woven grasses, soft moss beds, natural crystal fragments, ambient Phora alone. And yet, they worked, because the world itself completed the process. The Faelin did not invent life. They learned how not to interrupt it. But over centuries, knowledge deepened. Midsingers, luminari, Phora engineers, naturalists, all slowly refined the process, not through domination, but stewardship. Modern Phora-Pods became masterpieces of living craft, organic shells smooth as water, yet strong as stone, inner membranes rich with mineral nutrients, living channel veins regulating Phora flow, biocrystalline lattices, harmonizing lunar resonance. Inside each pod, light moves slowly like submerged auroras, soft ambers, deep violets, pale blues, responding continuously to the infant within. An old archive from Virilis states, "We did not invent the pod. We listened to it and built the version that wished to exist." Once placed within the pod, the Solethrin extends delicate tendrils, root-like, gentle, connecting infant to pod. Through these connections, the child receives nutrients, minerals, regulated Phora infusion, harmonic stabilization. Growth accelerates naturally, not forced, supported, and because the child develops externally, the parent remains active. They continue hunting, crafting, guarding, traveling, leading, and living. The burden of survival is not placed upon one body alone. The community shares it. The world shares it. Birth among the Faelin is not treated as medicine, it is stewardship. The overseers of this process are known as mid-singers, not surgeons, not priests, conductors of balance. They monitor Phora flow within the Ospura, adjust harmonic conditions, guide emotional stability, ensure the pod remains properly aligned beneath changing lunar conditions. Every Fae bloom becomes ceremony, low harmonic chants, telepathic reassurance, soft Phora weaving. Nothing rushed, nothing careless, because the Faelin believe birth is not entry, birth is transition. The process solves many dangers simultaneously. It protects the parent, protects the child, protects the continuity of the tribe itself. Without it, Faelin reproduction would risk catastrophic internal injuries, prolonged physical incapacitation, developmental instability, emotional stress fractures between parent and infant. Instead, the child develops already immersed within Evimora's rhythms. The sound of rain, the vibration of distant storms, the pulse of Phora through roots and stone, the watchfulness of the moons. After roughly one full cycle of growth, the Solethrin begins to dissolve. This emergence is called the Fae bloom, and when the child finally steps free, they do not enter the world frightened. They enter recognizing it. Most newborn Faelins stand within hours, walk shortly after, not through intelligence, through instinctive harmony. Their thoughts already brush faintly against the living current of Evimora itself. Scholar Val once wrote, "It is tempting to call this communication, though no words are exchanged. The young simply belong immediately." Faelin birth is not designed around independence. It is designed around continuity. Parent, child, land, Phora, moonlight, none exist separately. To sever one from the others is to weaken the whole song. And perhaps that is why the Faelin survived so long, not because they were strongest, but because they refused to believe life was ever meant to flourish alone. The Ospura are not nurseries. The Phora-Pods are not incubators. The Fae bloom is not merely birth. They are reminders that life upon Evimora has always been a partnership between people and the living world that shaped them. Because among the Faelin, a child is not considered truly born until the world itself has had the chance to hold them first.